So this is me here in the picture. I'm about 17 years old. I have a very 80s style with a mullet and the acid-washed jean jacket. I'm here with my parents, and this was around the time when I was first getting into heavy metal music. First I discovered Guns N' Roses, then I discovered Metallica, and I remember my friends in high school talking about a band called Iron Maiden, and I was really interested in listening to that band.
So after that, I decided to look for an Iron Maiden album. I went to my local used bookstore and I went through the cassette racks. So I found a cassette of Somewhere in Time, and I bought that, and that was my first Iron Maiden album, and I thought it was really cool. Had a really different type of sound than I was used to. I remember noticing like the bass guitar playing a big part of the songs. The songs were fast-paced, but they were also very catchy and a lot different than bands I was listening to like Metallica or Guns N' Roses or Def Leppard. So the album was released on September 29th, 1986 on EMI Records in the UK and Capitol Records in the US. Band's first album to use synthesizers. They were actually guitar and bass synthesizers, not really the ones they used on Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. It's a really great album. So let's talk about the cover. So the cover painting was created by Derek Riggs. It's a very complex cover. When you open it up, the picture extends, and there are also a lot of Easter eggs throughout the artwork. I know Derek Riggs took about like 3 months to paint the cover, and after that he said he would like never do another one again. So let's take a look at some of the Easter eggs on the front cover. Over here you can see Acacia Avenue right in the corner here. Then down below you see the Iron Maiden logo, and it says Eddie Lives. You see the Eddie from the first album over there. Moving over here, you're going to see the Eye of Horus. You can see that right there. And over here it says Webster's. That's a tribute to the EMI art director. I think his name was Daniel Webster. And there are actually a lot more on the back cover, but that would be another topic for another video. First song is called Caught Somewhere in Time. This one has a melodic lead guitar riff in the intro. You hear the gallop in Steve Harris's bass. The song gets a little faster in the first verse, and you hear the bass very well in the song. This is also one of the first Iron Maiden songs that I ever heard, and I remember thinking that these songs did have like memorable choruses. Thought that was pretty cool, and you know, as I re-listen to it now, it does stand the test of time, and I do like how it has a lot of complex riffs and tempo changes. So next is their most popular song from the album, Wasted Years. This was also the first Iron Maiden song I learned on the guitar. So I'm going to play the basic riff. It's pretty much all played on the high E string. You're basically picking the string. You're going to put your finger on one of the frets, play like one or two open strings, and then move to the next one. So basically something like this. And that's just a basic riff, played a little faster, and that's how it goes. After the first riff, it goes into the first verse with the power chords. And another example of the memorable choruses. The song also has their signature gallop. The main riff does come back at the end, and the song has a really great bass sound. The song is about homesickness and alienation. And that's kind of how the band felt after spending like a year away on tour. So that was the influence of writing the song. Next is Sea of Madness. This one's a lot faster, it's heavier, has a really chunky bass sound in the intro. The pre-chorus is very memorable. The song has a style similar to the ones from like Peace of Mind, in my opinion. It's a good song, and one of the tracks that stands out on the album. Next is Heaven Can Wait, and this one I remember hearing people say they didn't like it because the chorus is kind of like repetitive. But I like it a lot. It has the classic Iron Maiden sound. Really cool bass intro. It has a fast pace and has that classic gallop. This one also has the whoa in the chorus, and I really like how they use different like tempo changes as well. Next song, Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. The song was written by Steve Harris and has that signature bass sound and has pretty cool power chords leading up to the first verse. First verse, very fast paced, has that classic Iron Maiden sound, and I really like the drums. A lot of pretty cool like pounding of the drums that you hear throughout the song. That's really cool, and a really great guitar solo on this one as well. Next is Stranger in a Strange Land. Has a really cool bass intro and classic heavy metal riffs in the intro. And this was released as a single. It's a story about an Arctic explorer who dies and gets frozen in the ice, and 100 years later his body's preserved, but these people who are over there, they find him, and it's actually like loosely based on a true story. Adrian Smith plays the guitar solo in this song and has a really cool breakdown in the song. Almost reminds you of like classic like 70s progressive rock. Has a really great like bass sound, and the song does get heavy as it progresses, and it's a really good song. Next is Deja Vu. This one has a slow building intro. You hear the bass very well. It's fast paced, and I like this one a lot. The song's actually difficult to play on the guitar. It's like very fast paced, and the riffs are very complex. The drums sound really cool, and the song is a perfect balance of like heavy and melodic.
My son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small for thee.
The final song is called Alexander the Great, and this was written by Steve Harris, and it's a long epic song clocking in at 8 minutes and 35 seconds. It's one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. Has a melodic intro, lots of different tempo changes and lots of heavy riffs, and very memorable. And I think this is the song that stood out when I first bought this when I was young, because I thought it was cool. It was a historical topic, and I was used to like these bands singing about like the rock and roll lifestyle or stuff with like the devil or different things like corruption. And I thought it was cool because it was like a topic that I probably like had to do a homework assignment on like at some point in my life. I thought that was cool, and like I said, the album closer and one of my favorite songs. So in conclusion, it's an awesome album. I don't have anything negative to say about it. All the songs are great. The album plays very well from start to finish. My favorites are Deja Vu and Alexander the Great, but I like all of them. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll continue with my series with Power Slave coming up next. That's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos I put over here. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. I will see you in the next one.